Hey, here's a crazy idea. What if, instead of being here to simply seek our own redemption, we're part of a larger mission, a divine plan to redeem even the most fallen of all? What's up, my EFF? Let me tell you how it is. You've just stumbled upon God Jots, a series about the nature of love, compassion, joy, and the real-life connection between human beings. I'm Ender Bowen, Nashville, Tennessee rock pop artist, author, husband, father, complete dork, and aspiring compassionist. Sit back, relax, and be prepared to laugh, cry, maybe even solve a crime or two. We'll see. I love the TV show Lucifer. It's a wild ride, charming, dark, funny, and reflective all at the same time. Based on the character from Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, the show takes the infamous devil and drops him in the middle of Los Angeles. Instead of wreaking havoc or playing puppet master, Lucifer Morningstar owns a nightclub, consults with the LAPD, and struggles to navigate human emotions. It's a concept that fascinates me because it plays with ideas of free will, redemption, and identity. There's something incredibly satisfying about how Lucifer flips traditional theological concepts on their heads. I mean, you take the Prince of Darkness, this archetype of pure evil in Christian theology, and you give him a shot at redemption. What happens when the devil wants to change, to be forgiven? Is it even possible? Does he deserve it? And more importantly, what does that mean for us? If Satan, the ultimate fallen being, can be redeemed, what does that imply about the rest of us? That's why I love media that engages with theology creatively, reworking the imagery and symbols of Christianity to ask new questions or present old ideas in a fresh light. That's more than entertainment. It's an invitation to re-examine everything we think we know about good, evil, salvation, and damnation. Lucifer is not afraid to ask, well, what if there's more to the story? And I can't help but ask, what if there's more to our story too? Hey, look, before we get a little too deep here, I just want to let you know, if you like this shirt, you can find this one and others like it at godjotstore.com. Of course, not everyone loves Lucifer. Generally speaking, many Christians are uncomfortable with the show, and understandably so. The traditional view of Satan is that he's the embodiment of evil, the cosmic villain standing against God. Christian doctrine is clear. He rebelled, was cast out, and he's been tempting humanity ever since. He's the one who fell beyond redemption, and his fate is sealed. Period. End of story. Roll credits. But here's the question that nags at me. What if it's not the end of the story? What if we get one of those, Avengers Initiative things at the end of the credits? Whatever, I get it. For many believers, suggesting that Lucifer, Satan, or the devil could be redeemed is borderline heresy. After all, if Satan, the root cause of sin and suffering in the world, can be forgiven, where does that leave the rest of Christian doctrine? Redemption, after all, is something we think of for humans. It's about us. We're the ones God is working to save, right? But what if, all along, the point hasn't been just about us? What if this whole cosmic drama has another purpose that we're too caught up in ourselves to see? Let's think about that for a second, about the traditional narrative specifically. Satan fell because of pride and rebellion, rejecting God's authority. If the Christian story centers on reconciliation, bringing all things back into harmony with God, how can we say that it's possible for everyone except one key figure? Why is it that Satan is beyond forgiveness when the message of Christ seems to be that no one is beyond the reach of grace? That's the heart of the issue, right? It's easy to understand why the idea is unsettling, but maybe that's because we're still thinking in human terms. All right, now, if you're still with me, let's explore the what if. What if, instead of being here to simply seek our own redemption, we're part of a larger mission, a divine plan to redeem even the most fallen of all, Satan himself? Oh boy. Think about it, though. What's the ultimate expression of grace and forgiveness? It's not just about forgiving someone who's made mistakes, it's forgiving the worst person imaginable. In Christian theology, the worst person imaginable is Satan. So, what if the grand mission of humanity is to participate in redeeming him? After all, if Satan can be redeemed, anyone can be redeemed. Suddenly, everything takes on a whole new dimension. Instead of seeing ourselves as the primary targets of God's redemptive work, we become soldiers in a cosmic battle, yes, but the goal isn't just to save ourselves. The goal is to bring Satan back from his exile to help heal the ultimate wound. Yeah, the idea may sound shocking, but it aligns with the idea of infinite grace. Okay, now let's break it down in Boogie. In the Bible, Jesus tells the parable of the lost sheep. The shepherd leaves the 99 in the flock to go find the one who's lost. The message is clear. No one is too far gone. Why would this principle not apply to Satan? I mean, after all, God's love is supposed to be limitless, right? And if we, as Christians, are called to be Christ-like, shouldn't that mean we're called to extend that same grace and forgiveness even to the most fallen of all beings? What if part of our purpose here is to help redeem Satan himself? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. I know. But if we can entertain the idea that Lucifer Morningstar can question his own identity and seek redemption, why can't we at least consider the possibility that this is, in some cosmic way, part of our mission? What I'm suggesting here is that our view of redemption might need to be expanded. Not just expanded, but expanded radically. We're used to thinking of salvation in personal terms, my redemption, my soul's journey, my walk with God. But what if we're part of something much bigger? If Satan is ultimately redeemable, it changes everything we know about how we see grace. Grace, after all, is supposed to be unlimited, undeserved, and unearned. By definition, it's extended to those who don't deserve it. Satan doesn't deserve it, but that's the point. None of us do. When I think about Lucifer, the TV show, I think about the moments where he struggles with guilt and regret and the deep desire to be more than just the embodiment of evil. He wants to be seen, known, and loved for who he truly is, not just the mistakes he's made. Isn't that what we all want? In that sense, maybe we're all a little like Lucifer. I believe we just said that. The challenge for Christians and for anyone who considers the implication of divine grace is this. Are we willing to accept a version of redemption that's so radically inclusive it extends even to Satan? Could we, in fact, be the ones called to make that happen? It's uncomfortable to think about because it forces us to confront our own prejudices about who's in and who's out. But that's the radical nature of grace, right? It doesn't play by the rules we set. It breaks down the barriers we build. If we're soldiers in a spiritual battle, maybe our mission isn't just about protecting ourselves from sin or fighting against temptation. Maybe it's about redeeming all of creation, including the one who fell the hardest and the farthest. So, what if we're here not to be redeemed ourselves, but to redeem Satan? What if, through our love, forgiveness, and willingness to extend grace beyond our own comfort zones, we're the key to unlocking this redemption? In the end, if Satan can be redeemed, so can the rest of us. And if we're part of that process, we're participating in something far bigger than we could have ever imagined. All right, now it's your turn. What do you think of this idea of redeeming Satan? If Satan were redeemable, how would that change your thinking? How would it change how you see the world or how you treat other people? Would it change anything at all? Even if you don't support this idea, and that's absolutely fine, have a little fun with this thought experiment and see what you come up with. I would love for you to share your thoughts about this episode with my growing community of aspiring compassionatists. Find out how to join us on Discord by going to enderbowen.com/Discord. If you like this episode and want to be notified when new ones are uploaded, make sure you don't leave without hitting that subscribe button, or subscribe to God Jots on your favorite podcast streaming service. You can also check out more God Jots, as well as subscribe to the mail list for ebooks, updates, and exclusive content at godjots.com. Until next time, be honest with yourself, be truthful with others, give people the opportunity to surprise you, and remember that it's impossible to have absolutely nothing in common with another human being. Be a little light in the world. I'm sure I'll see you soon.